See, we'll start from the yesterday's continuation. Okay. So we'll continue from here. Just we got to know in the last session, like if at all I want to store the data in a database, so there are two options to me, right? So one is a technology I can use, which is JDBC. Suppose if my data is in variables, right? Suppose if my data is in objects, then two options are available for me. The one option is using JDBC, and the second option is I can go for ORM technology, right? See guys, we are going to start from here. I told JDBC is a specification from Sun Microsystems. Of course, now it is from Oracle. Okay, let's start with that. See,
your voice is getting somewhat resound, sir.
Sorry,
Voice is not clear. It is getting like echo.
really?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's not clear actually.
Maybe there is connection with.
For me, it's okay, sir.
It is getting like somewhat echo.
So can you check?
Am I okay?
The voice is breaking, sir.
Okay now?
No, sir. Still it
Echo
is.
is coming, sir.
Resound is coming, sir.
Sometime resound, sir.
Just a minute, folks.
So maybe you'll get a solution now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think now it is okay. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. You're
Yes. Right. See guys. So quickly we'll start now. Already we last around 10-15 minutes. Yeah. So JDBC is a specification from Sun Microsystems. This is the last point I told. Okay. So today we are going to understand what the specification contains. Actually, what happens in JDBC specification? I told yesterday specification means it is not the complete implementation. Okay, let's understand more in detail. You'll understand it easily. See, in this specification, I meant to say in the JDBC API, which is provided by Oracle now. This API is containing some classes will be there and interface also will be there. Now the specification has provided classes and interfaces, but for interfaces, the implementation is not, the actual code is not given by Oracle. Specification meaning, which is not complete implementation. Okay, for example, if you take JDBC, why we are calling JDBC specification? In the JDBC API, better I will write here, later I will just say it. Okay, first let me explain that. Okay, what I'm trying to explain is, in JDBC API, there are some classes provided, along with that some interfaces are also provided. Of course, we have very less number of classes, but more number of interfaces in the JDBC API. More classes are there, less interfaces are available. Now, classes means anyhow they contain the code. But when it comes to interfaces, only interfaces are provided only interfaces are provided, but implementation classes are not provided for these interfaces. In the JDBC API, interfaces are provided, right? In interface, you can find abstract methods. So interfaces are provided with some abstract methods, but implementation classes are not provided for these interfaces. Okay. So for these interfaces, what is not provided? Implementation classes are not provided. Only interfaces is given without implementation classes. Okay. Then who will provide the implementation classes with actual code, the real code for these interfaces? That will be done by database vendors like Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, DB2, those vendors. The database vendors will provide the implementation classes for these interfaces. Okay, right? Means, suppose I am a programmer now. I wanted a Java program now. My Java program can use what? All the classes and interfaces. My Java program can be able to talk to the database and my program can get the output, can get the data from the database. Okay. This is a very small point, but you need to understand it. I'll tell you with a general example so that you can understand it. See here. Concept is very clear that why we are calling JDBC as a specification, servlet as a specification means, okay, this is a specification because it is not the complete implementation. Specification does not contain complete implementation. Okay, it contains some implementation, but not the complete. For example, you take JDBC specification. In JDBC specification, there are some classes are available and also there are some interfaces are available. But for the interfaces, implementations are not available. So who will provide the implementations for these interfaces? By the database vendors. By the database vendors. So they will provide the implementation for the interfaces. Okay. I will tell you. So why specifications are provided like this? There is a big reason for this. For example, assume that if Sun Microsystems, let's say Oracle today. So Oracle is the JDBC provider. Means JDBC specification is from Oracle Corporation. Good. If they only provide the implementation for interfaces, then our application can able to connect with only one database. Okay, I repeat once again. Suppose if they provide implementations also for the interfaces, then my Java programs will always can able to connect with a single database. But our application should connect with a single database every time or should connect with any database. Our application should have or should connect with any database, not to a particular database, right? That's why only interfaces are provided. The actual code, the actual implementation, the actual working code to talk to the database, that will be provided by what? Database vendors. Database vendors. Then tell me, when I'm writing my program, suppose I'm writing today one Java JDBC program. Tell me when I'm writing my program, while writing the program, I am going to use these classes and I am also going to use these interfaces. This is my Java program. Tell me, in my Java program, I'm going to use what plus what? Classes I'm using, and also I'm using what? Interfaces. But you know, for interfaces, implementation classes are also required. Otherwise, we can't able to use an interface. Suppose you write only interface, but don't write implementation class for that. Is there any use with that? No. There is no use, right? If there is an interface, but for that interface, if you don't write any implementation class, Is there any use of that interface? No. No. Coming to JDBC, in JDBC specification, there are some interfaces provided, but for these interfaces, who will provide the implementation classes? Database vendors. Like, let's say Oracle, MySQL, DB2. Okay, PostgreSQL, they will provide. Okay, so what these database vendors will provide? Implementation classes, the actual working code, the real code to talk to the database. Okay, right. That will be provided by these database vendors. Right. Then tell me the code, the actual code that is provided by these database vendors is called as JDBC driver. Is called as what? JDBC driver. So tell me, understand clearly now. Now tell me the concept is very clear there. It's very clear now. What is that? What I'm trying to say now? Why JDBC is called specification? Because Oracle has provided interfaces but not provided implementation classes. Am I clear with that? Yes, it has provided interfaces but not given any implementation classes. Good. Who will provide the implementation classes? Nothing but who will provide the actual implementation to talk to the database, the actual code, the real code. Database vendors will provide that. Different database vendors will provide the code. They are called what? JDBC drivers. The code that is given, the implementation code given by the database vendors is called as what? JDBC drivers. JDBC drivers. Very good. My question to you. When I'm writing my Java program, I have classes and also interfaces provided. Okay, right? Interfaces provided. Right? I can use classes, I can use interfaces to write the Java program to talk to the database. But directly my Java program cannot talk to the database because these interfaces does not contain actual code, right? It only contains abstract methods, but does not contain actual code. That's why my Java program is going to take the help of what? JDBC driver. Then it's going to talk to what? Database. It is going to talk to what now? Database. Tell me now, if a Java program wants to talk to the database, in the middle, who is required? JDBC driver also required. Who provide this driver? Database vendors will provide the drivers. What this driver contains? The actual working implementation code, the real code to talk to the databases. Very good. Try to understand now. Okay, right? So then tell me, if a Java program really want to talk to the database, in the middle, one more person is required. Who is that person? JDBC driver, which is given by a database vendor. And this driver we call as one more software, which contains what? Implementation for the actual implementation for the interfaces. The actual implementation for the interfaces. Right. So that's how JDBC specification works. So why JDBC is called specification is the reason. Why JDBC is called specification? Because it does not contain complete implementation. There are some classes are available and also there are some interfaces. But for the interfaces, the code is not given by Oracle or JDBC API. Who will provide the implementation for these interfaces? Database vendors. And that database vendors provided implementation is called what? JDBC driver. In the form of JDBC drivers, they will provide the implementation. So then tell me, without implementation, only with interface can I run my program? No. That's why my program connects to JDBC driver. That driver connects to database. So in the middle of Java program and database, which component is required? JDBC driver is required. Okay. So what is JDBC driver? What is JDBC driver? JDBC driver is nothing but it is another software which contains the actual implementation for the JDBC interfaces. Actual implementation for what? JDBC interfaces. For the JDBC interfaces, where is the actual code, actual implementation? It is available in the JDBC drivers. Okay, right? That's why we call JDBC as what? Specification. Similarly, when we are working with the next technology, guys, we are going to call it as servlet specification. In the next technology, we are going to use a word called servlet is a specification. Again, what does it mean? In the servlet specification also, what and what are given? Classes and interfaces are given. But for the interfaces, what are not given? Implementations are not provided. Who will provide the actual implementation, the actual working code, the real code for these interfaces? Vendors. There we call them as server vendors. What vendors we call them? Server vendors like Apache, Tomcat, okay, WebLogic, JBoss, WebSphere, okay, WebSphere, etc. Jetty, etc. Okay, tell me, what are all these called? Server vendors. What the servers vendor will provide? The actual implementation, the real code for these interfaces. Now you tell me, suppose if I want to run an application using servlet technology, then tell me my application should take the support of what? Server. Directly I cannot run because where is the implementation for the interfaces? The implementation for all the interfaces are available in a server. So that's why our application we are going to deploy onto the server in servlet technology. But currently we are working with which technology? JDBC technology. Yesterday I told you JDBC is a specification from Sun Microsystems. What is the current name? Now it is called Oracle. Then tell me why JDBC is called specification? Yes. Yeah. JDBC is called specification because it does not provide what? Implementation. It does not provide implementation for the interfaces. It does not provide the implementation for the interfaces. Who will provide the implementations? Database vendors. The database vendors like Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, whatever you say, etc. Okay, like Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, etc. will provide the actual implementation for the interfaces to talk with the database. The actual implementation for the interfaces to talk with the databases. Okay, these database vendors provided implementation. These are database vendors provided implementations are called as JDBC drivers. Are called as what drivers? JDBC drivers. These database vendors provide implementations are called as what drivers? JDBC drivers. Okay, right. Now, come to the point. These drivers contains the real code to execute the queries. To execute the queries on a database and return the response to the Java program. To execute the queries on a database given by Java program and returns the response back to the Java program. Okay, so tell me, suppose I'm writing my program now. Tell me, my program, what is the purpose of my program? My program wants to talk to the database, and my program wants to execute some queries on the database. For that, I'm writing what? My Java program. I'm writing a Java program to connect with the database and to perform some operations on the database. Am I right or not? That's what my program requirement. To write my program, which API I have to use? JDBC API. What that API is containing? Some classes are available and more. Some classes are available, but more interfaces are available. By using those classes and interfaces, I can write the program. I can write the program by using what and what? By using the classes and by using the interfaces, I can write the program. My program is ready. My program is ready. But tell me, can my program directly talk to the database now? No. No. Then tell me the middle, who is also required? JDBC driver is required. What is there in the driver? The actual implementation code for all the interfaces is available there only. Who created this software? Vendors created. Oracle, MySQL, they have created. Able to follow me now? Oracle created to connect with Oracle database. MySQL is created to connect with MySQL database. Like that. For different databases, different vendors have given what? JDBC drivers. Are you able to follow me now? Right. So diagrammatically, look at this. Folks in online, try to understand this. Okay? Right. Yes. Done. See guys, I want to right. I want to draw a simple diagram. The diagram is, let's say for example, this is my Java program. This is my Java program. Then tell me to complete, to develop this program, to write this program otherwise. My Java application or Java program, any word I can say. Let's say it's my Java application. Tell me, my Java application uses which API? What API will be used by my Java application? What is the API that is going to be used by my Java application? JDBC API. It uses JDBC API for sure. JDBC API. Right, okay? Yeah. So there is a Java application. Then tell me the Java application uses what API? JDBC API. Then tell me, will you directly connect with the database? Directly talk to the database? No. In the middle, there is one more guy. Who is this guy? Driver. Exactly. JDBC driver. JDBC driver. This guy is a JDBC driver, and now we are going to use a JDBC driver in the middle. Now it can talk to the database. It can talk to the database. It can talk to the database. So you guys should get the diagram like this. You guys need to get the diagram in this way. Okay, let me use like a database so that we can just connect with them. We can able to connect with them. Okay, this is going to be the database. It is going to be database. Okay, now tell me, my Java program will send the SQL query. To whom my Java program will send the SQL query? My Java application will send the SQL query to the JDBC driver. It will send SQL query to the JDBC driver. Then tell me what the JDBC driver will do. It will execute that query on the Database. Where is the actual code of talking to the database and executing the query on the database? Yes, that is available in the JDBC driver. And once the query is executed, it will collect the response from the database. It will get back the response or output from the database and will send the response back to the Java application. Back to the Java application. Okay, right. So tell me, who is a mediator software between our Java applications and the databases to provide the connectivity and executing the queries?
JDBC driver.
JDBC driver. That is a mediator. Okay, right. Let us have a small diagram like this into the document. Okay, we got a diagram like this. That's enough. Okay, right. Now coming to the point here. Okay, coming to the point. Okay, specification, you guys need to understand in this way only. Okay, right? Specification. See why Oracle only has not given implementations also for the interfaces. Suppose if they only give an implementation, then tell me your Java application can connect with how many databases?
Only one database.
One database only. Suppose if Oracle only has given implementation also for the interfaces, then you tell me my Java program will always connect with Oracle database only, but does not connect with other databases like MySQL or other database like PostgreSQL. My application cannot connect.
Hello, sir. Sorry
Are you
for
able to
this,
get my
sir.
point, right? Good, good. That's why they have not given the implementation. Only they have given interfaces. Okay, interfaces. By using those interfaces, that database vendors will provide the actual implementation, and that is called as JDBC driver. The question is why they should provide the implementation? Why burden on them? Suppose if they are
Hello,
not
sir.
following the standard, suppose if they are not providing the implementation, then tell me Java applications cannot connect to their
Hello.
database. Are you able to
Sir.
follow me? Yes, yes.
Please keep on mute, sir, because Vico will not come. Keep
I didn't
mute
get
all,
you.
or voice will not mute, Vico.
You are getting echo.
Little bit, not more than, but
Okay.
Lovely.
Let's do one thing. Done. Okay. See here. See, check network from your side also. Maybe sometimes from my end or sometimes from the your end. Just check once. Okay. If still problem is there, let me know in the chat box. Let me know in the chat box. Yeah. So tell me, the question comes here is what? Why these database vendors, they provide the implementation? Why they are taking the burden? Writing the implementations for all the interfaces is a burden on them. Why they are taking the burden and taking the implementation? Why they are developing the drivers? If, for example, they are not providing the drivers, then tell me Java applications cannot talk to their database. If Java applications cannot talk to their database, their business will not be improved. For example, Oracle is there. For example, MySQL. For example, PostgreSQL is there. Then tell me, if my Java program doesn't connect with PostgreSQL in any Java project, we can't use PostgreSQL as a backend database. Then how does that company will get revenue? How does their business will run? Are you able to follow me now? Right. That's the same thing. That's why database vendors, most of the database vendors, they provide the implementations with the form of a driver software, JDBC driver software. Okay, right? Then only Java applications can talk to their database, their revenue get generated, their business will improve. Am I right or not? Right? That's what the concept. See here. Best example I'll tell you. Simple example. You know, for example, you take a it's a very common, quite common example. Take some Electric socket. Electric socket design is there. Electric socket design is there, right? Good. For socket design, one specification is there. For the specification, it should contain 3 holes or 5 holes. It should be in a square shape. They should contain some holes, and they should produce this voltage. One specification is there for socket design. That socket design is a one specification. Right? Then tell me, who will provide the actual implementation, the real implementation for that socket? Gold medal, Havels. Am I right or not? Multiple companies are there. Let's say gold medal, let's say Havels. So tell me, why they are following this specification? Why they are providing implementation for this software design specification? Why not they design their own socket? If, for example, they are designing their own socket, I can't use that. I cannot insert my plug, right? I can't insert my plug. Are you able to get my point now, right? What happens if they don't follow the specification? If they don't follow the specification and if they don't provide the implementation, then nobody will purchase gold medal product or Havells product. Are you able to get my point now? Right? So it is also one specification. So then how their business get improved? If they follow this specification, by following this specification, if they build the real sockets, then only their business gets improved, because people will purchase their products and people can use their sockets. Am I right or not? Right. Same thing. The same concept here also will be used. Good. Coming to driver concept. Okay, guys. Good. You are right. Okay. It's a standard that everybody has to follow. You are right. Come to the point. Okay. Come to the point. Coming to what are the types of JDBC drivers available? Okay. See, I'll tell you. Okay. My question to all of you. Tell me, interfaces are given by JDBC specification from Oracle Corporation, but their implementations are given by the actual implementation, the actual code is given by vendors, database vendors. Implementation, their own choice. Implementation, their own choice. They can use any code, but finally, that driver should be able to connect my Java application with the database. See, for example, simple example. I have one task. Okay, I have a small requirement. I am asking, develop this application. You know Java, you know Python, you know .NET. I am not telling that you must develop in Java only. And what I am telling, this is a task. Complete the task. You know Java means what? You can write this task in Java. You know Python means you can develop this task in Python. If you know .NET, you can write the same task in Python, .NET, and you can complete. Language your choice, but task is completed or not? Yes. Similarly, what a JDBC driver software has to do? It has to provide the implementation for the interfaces. It should allow the Java application to connect with database. But that driver can be developed, can be written in their own language also. Am I right or not? In their own language, why not? They can develop in their own language. What is the problem with that? Right? Based on that, all the JDBC drivers are divided into 4 categories. How many categories now? 4. They are called 4 types of JDBC drivers. How many types of JDBC drivers are there? 4 types of drivers are available. 4 types of drivers are available. Okay, good. So tell me, suppose I am giving one task. Example, assume that there are only 10 programming languages. How many? 10 programming languages are there. I am giving one task. Then tell me, the people can develop this application max to max in how many programming languages only? 10 only. Not more than 10. Because how many languages are available? 10 only. Similarly, JDBC drivers created by the database vendors. Okay, database vendors have 4 options. How many? 4 options. They can use any one of the four to create the JDBC driver. How many options are available? 4 only. That's why how many types of JDBC drivers are there? 4 types only. 4 types, I mean 4 categories. 4 types. You know, best example, you have inbox, Gmail inbox. In a Gmail inbox, how many categories of emails you have? Primary is one category of emails. Social is another category of emails. Updates is another category of emails. How many categories are there? How many categories are there like that? 3. What are 3? Primary, social, updates. You are getting 3 tabs now. So then tell me, all the emails can belong to how many categories only? 3 categories only. All the drivers given by Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, DB2, X, Y, Z, anybody, they are all belongs to how many categories only? 4 categories only. Then tell me, how many types of JDBC drivers are available? Means what is the answer? There are 4 types of JDBC drivers are available. Okay, right. Question, why only 4 types? Simple answer. If any vendor wants to provide the implementation for the JDBC interfaces to connect with the databases, there are how many ways available? 4 ways only available. How many? There are only 4 ways available to connect with the database. That's why how many types of JDBC drivers are available? 4 ways, 4 options. They are called type 1. Its name is JDBC ODBC bridge driver. Type 2. It is called native API driver. I will tell you. It is Net Protocol driver. Last one, type 4. This is native protocol driver. Then tell me, how many types of JDBC drivers are available? Means what is the answer? 4 types. 4 types are available. In that, type 1 is called what? JDBC ODBC bridge driver. Second category, native API driver. Third category, third type of the driver is called network protocol driver. Last one is called what? Native protocol driver. Okay. I'm not going into much details, but I mean, I'm not talking about pros, cons, advantages, drawbacks. These things are not required now. As I said already, learning these advanced technologies once upon a time is different, and now is different. Now you should learn in 1 month. Previously, you should learn in 6 months. Difference is there now, right? Good. Why? Because at that time, applications are developed using advanced Java technologies, like using JDBC, Servlet, and JSP projects. But now all are Spring Boot and microservice projects. That you have to learn more, not this one. This one you should get an idea so that you can understand that very easily. That Spring Boot, the web development, REST APIs, okay, database connectivity, JPA, all these kind of things. Okay, in Spring Boot and microservices. So I'll just talk about a little bit on each and every type of driver. At least something I want to explain without skipping these points. Okay, come to the point here. See, what's the first category of driver? JDBC, ODBC, bridge driver. Very good. Actually, what this driver will do? Yeah, we know that every driver will connect with the database only. That a driver contains the actual implementation of the JDBC interfaces. Yes. Okay. Look at the point now. This JDBC ODBC bridge driver will again connect with ODBC driver to talk to the database. Will again connect with which driver? ODBC driver to talk to the database. Talk to the database. See, I'll give you a general example to understand it. See, example, you guys can understand it. Okay, example, see, he's person one. This guy knows, okay, this guy knows Telugu, or let's say Hindi. This guy knows Hindi. Actually, this guy need to talk to second person. Okay, but this guy only knows Chinese language. This guy only can understand which language? Chinese language only. This Hindi guy want to talk to Chinese guy. Direct communication never possible. Right? Hindi guy may at least understand something about Chinese, but Chinese guy 0% will understand Hindi. Right? Good. That's why what happened? This guy is speaking to one mediator guy. He is M1 mediator. Okay, right. Because this person wants to talk to which person? Chinese person. So he is talking to one mediator. Actual point is, this mediator can understand Hindi, but this mediator don't know Chinese actually. He doesn't know. He is not fluent about Chinese. That's why to talk to the Chinese guy, this mediator one is connecting with another guy called mediator 2. Okay, right. Then person 1 will speak with this mediator 1 in Hindi. This guy can understand what? Hindi. And he is connecting to one more guy. Let's say, for example, this guy is Japanese guy. JAP. Example, Japanese guy. But this guy knows what? Chinese. He can talk to Chinese guy. Now you tell me, this is our JDBC ODBC bridge driver. This is ODBC driver. What driver? ODBC driver. Then tell me, this JDBC ODBC bridge driver is connecting to another driver also again. Which driver? ODBC driver to talk to the database. to talk to the database. Now that's why the name given for this driver as JDBC, ODBC, bridge. It's a bridge now? Yes, it's a bridge. That's why the name given as what? JDBC, ODBC, bridge. So then tell me, my Java program connects with JDBC, ODBC bridge driver. It again connects with ODBC driver. Then ODBC driver will talk with database, and also response will flow in the backward in the same direction. Chinese guy is telling something. This M2 mediator guy can understand it. He will translate and tell to M1. This mediator will tell to this first person in Hindi language. So the reverse response is flowing in the same order, in the reverse order. Am I clear with that now? Then tell me what the connectivity Java application to JDBC, ODBC bridge. This driver is next going to connect with ODBC driver. Then it is going to connect with database, and also response will come in the same way. Right? Good. Then tell me this type 1 driver. Okay. Remember, this type 1 driver is available before JDK 8. Means up to JDK 7, it is available. But it is dropped from JDK 8. Means from Java 8 version, we don't have this type 1 category drivers. Okay, we don't have which type of driver now? JDBC, ODBC, bridge. From which version it is removed? It is removed from Java 8 version. Before Java 8 version, it was there. But from Java 8 version, it is dropped. Tell me from Java 8 version onwards, how many types of drivers are there? 3 types only. 3 types only now. What are the 3 types? Native API driver, network protocol driver, native protocol driver. Which one is dropped? JDBC, ODBC bridge driver is dropped because it is very slow. Am I right or not? It's a slow only, na? See, first this person 1 is talking to mediator 1. Again, mediator 1 is talking to other mediator. That mediator is going to talk to database. It is going to become a slow connectivity. That's why these drivers are dropped. Actually, they are given only for development purpose. Suppose I'm a beginner. Just I started my journey with JDBC technology. I have to check whether my Java program is talking with a database and my Java program is working by executing some queries on the database or not. I want to test it now, just for development purpose. For that, which driver is given? JDBC, ODBC, bridge driver, but not to use in the real time because this driver is very, very slow. And from Java 8, it is removed also. So then tell me from Java 8 onwards, we don't have this driver. Which driver is not available? JDBC, ODBC, bridge driver is not available. So I want to give you how the type 1 driver will work. How the type 1 driver will work? It will work like this. Understand? It will work in this way. Okay, let's draw a small diagram about this one. This is my Java application. Tell me, my Java application uses which API? My Java application uses which API for developing the program? JDBC API. Java application uses JDBC API, and this application will connect with JDBC ODBC bridge. This is JDBC ODBC bridge driver. JDBC ODBC bridge driver. Okay, right? JDBC ODBC bridge driver. Yeah, okay. JDBC ODBC bridge driver. Okay, right. Now, this JDBC ODBC bridge driver is again going to connect with one more driver. Who is that one more driver? ODBC driver. Okay, guys, it is going to connect with which driver now? ODBC driver. Understand? It is going to connect with a ODBC driver. ODBC stands for Open Database Connectivity. ODBC stands for Open Database Connectivity. Open Database Connectivity. Then to the database. Then to the database. Guys, folks, everyone, you guys can able to understand this. Just I'm talking about how the drivers are going to connect Java application and database. We are going to discuss some part of diagrams. Okay, right. Now the flow will be what? The flow will be my Java application connects with which driver? JDBC, ODBC, which driver? But this driver directly connects with the database or connects with one more driver? Yes, it is going to connect with the one more driver. Who is that one more driver? ODBC driver. Then this ODBC driver is actually going to talk to the database and will execute the queries on the database. Okay, let me add database here. Okay, now guys tell me, again when the response is coming back, okay, the response will come back in the same order. Okay, then tell me from database, the result will be received by ODBC driver. Then ODBC driver will send this response to the JDBC, ODBC bridge driver, and this bridge driver is going to give the response to my Java application. The data will flow in the same order. Hope you guys are getting this. Hope you guys are getting this. So tell me, this is called the flow of which driver? Type 1 driver. But do we have the type 1 driver nowadays now? No. From which version of Java the type 1 drivers are deleted? Java 8 version. We don't have type 1 driver. That's why we are not going to write any program in our next class. We are not going to start writing any program by using type 1 drivers. Only we are going to use type 4 driver, but I'll explain about type 1, 2, 3, 4. But which type of drivers that we are going to use in our applications development? Type 4 drivers only. Any application you take in Spring Boot, Hibernate, Microservices, everywhere, what type of drivers only we use? Type 4 driver. Type 4 JDBC drivers we use. Not a type 1 or type 2. Okay, na? Right. Good. Type 1, type 2, type 3 means generally we will get one thing into our mind, that is called diabetes. Okay, diabetes also contains type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, type 3, type 4. Diabetes also 4 types only. JDBC drivers are also very good. You will never forget now. Yes. Just I wanted to like note, sir. Okay, please understand. Yes, this type 1 driver, type 1 driver or drivers are used for the development purpose. Next point I'm writing, these type 1 drivers are removed. Yeah, these type 1 drivers are removed from, or dropped from, better word instead of removed, or dropped from Java 8. So now, can I develop any application in Java or JDBC program or application from Java 8 version using type 1 driver? No. No. So type 1 drivers are dropped from Java 8 version. Am I clear with that? Yes. Next. We are moving to, okay, we are moving to type 2. Type 2. Understand here. What's the name given by type 2? Native API driver. Okay, good. First of all, you understand what is a native API means. According to software, I'm talking. With respect to software, native means it could be written in either C or C++ language. I repeat once again. Native API meaning it is a C or C++ library. That's called native. Native API meaning C or C++ library. So what this driver will do? This driver will connect my Java application with a database by using the native libraries of the database. The native libraries of the database. Okay, I repeat once again. Okay, every database, remember, every database contains native libraries. Suppose, for example, you are installing Oracle database server or Oracle database software in your computer. Okay, whenever you install Oracle database into your computer, automatically along with Oracle database, that native libraries are installed. What are installed? Native libraries are installed. If they are not installed, you can't use SQL Plus to connect with Oracle database and to practice your SQL queries. From where are you practicing the SQL queries? While learning SQL. Suppose you are typing create table command, alter table command, drop command, insert, update, select, delete, all the queries you are practicing now. Database queries you are practicing and learning, right? Tell me, where are you typing these queries? SQL Plus you are opening now? Very good. If these native libraries are not installed, then that SQL Plus cannot connect with Oracle database. So when this native API is installed automatically along with your database software. Whenever I'm installing database software in my computer, along with that database software, what is also installed? Native API of the database. Native API means it is developed in which language? C or C++ libraries. They are C++ functions. That's called native API. Okay, right. Tell me how this type 2 driver will connect with the database. It will use that native library installed in the computer. Okay, how they are connecting with the database now? By using the native library installed in the computer. Tell me if a native library is not installed, then tell me this driver can connect with the database or cannot connect with the database? It cannot connect with the database. Are you able to follow me now? Right. Try to understand this point clearly. So tell me how this driver is connecting our Java application with the database means. What is the answer? By using the native libraries of the database. That is called native API. Native API means it is developed in which language? C and C or C++ language. So every database will provide some native libraries. And they are installed with the database software. Whenever we install MySQL, whenever we install Oracle, whenever we install PostgreSQL, along with that software, what are also automatically installed in our computer? Native libraries. So this driver will use those native libraries to connect with the database, to talk to the database, to execute the queries on database. Tell me, your SQL Plus also uses which libraries only to talk to the Oracle database, to execute your create command, update command, delete command, select command? Native libraries only. What libraries only? Native libraries only. That's why your SQL is able to connect to Oracle whenever you type your username and a password, what the message you are getting? Connected to Oracle Enterprise Edition 21C, like that you are getting, na? Yes. See here, guys, you guys can able to understand this. Yeah, look at this. Folks in online, listen to this. Suppose I'm opening SQL Plus. SQL Plus. Then tell me, I'm going to provide what my username and password. My username and password. System manager. Okay. When I press enter, you guys can see here a message. Okay, the password is expired. Changing the password for system. Let's just try again. Now see, what the message you got here? I want to show you this message. Connected to whom it is connected to? Oracle database 21C Express Edition. Connected to. Then tell me for connecting to this Oracle database, tell me this SQL Plus is using what internally? This SQL Plus is using native libraries. Using native libraries. These native libraries are written in which language? C or C++ language. C or C++ language. Okay, tell me how type 2 drivers are also going to connect with the database, are also going to talk to the database by using these native libraries only. That's why it is called as what API driver? Native API driver. Why the name is given as native API driver? Because it uses native libraries of the database to talk to that database. That's why that is called native API driver. So diagram wise, it's very, very simple. But we don't use this in the real-time application. Okay, we don't use it in the real-time application because these are database dependent. Let me use the next diagram. See here, my Java application remains the same. My Java application remains the same. My Java application remains the same. My database also remains the same. I'll cut the database also. Instead of one more time drawing it, I want to copy this. Okay. But tell me in the middle, which driver is there? Yes, native API driver is there. That's it. My question is, this driver is going to use any other driver again, like ODBC driver? No. No. It is not going to use such any ODBC driver. It is directly going to connect with the database. But by using which libraries it will connect to the database? Yes. This is called native API driver. This is called native API driver. Native API driver. The connectivity is somewhat better than type 1 driver. Because tell me, my Java application connects with which driver? Native API driver. It uses native libraries and connects with database. And the flow, the result will come back through the native libraries, and then this driver is going to send the response back to the Java application. Tell me, compared to type 1 driver, this type 2 driver connectivity is faster. Yes. Because in the previous time, it is connecting with what? JDBC, ODBC bridge. This driver is connecting it with again ODBC driver. This is very slow, and also there is a chance of getting more errors. See, for example, I am telling something to person 1. Person 1 is telling something to person 2. That person 2 is telling something to actual guy, destination. My statement, whatever I conveyed, by the time it reaches there, the meaning will be changed. Am I right or not? The meaning will be changed. Some error prone. Okay, but in type 2 drivers, it's faster, no? Yes, good. So we want to have this into the document, and also I will add some statements on type 2. We don't want to discuss much about it, but at least something I'm trying to explain so that you can understand what is type 1, what is type 2 drivers. Okay, let me add some statement here. Okay, tell me this type 2 drivers. These type 2 drivers uses what API? Native API of database. Native API of databases to talk to the databases. To talk to the databases. What is native API? Okay. Okay. Native API. Yes. Native API is nothing but it is a library. Library means set of functions, right? A library developed in C or C++. It's a library developed in C or C++ languages. Okay, native API is nothing but it is a library developed in C or C++ languages. Okay, whenever you install, what you will install? Whenever you install database software, whenever you install the database software, automatically what is also installed? Yes, automatically native libraries are also installed. Native libraries are also installed into the system. Okay, for example, when you install Oracle database software, the native libraries are also installed into the system. Okay, SQL Plus uses these native libraries only internally. Okay, uses these native libraries only internally to connect with the database, Oracle database. Okay, right. So tell me, so far we got about type 1 drivers and type 2 drivers. Okay, type 2 drivers. In the real time, we don't use type 1, type 2, type 3 drivers. Only which category or which type of drivers we use for the real time projects? Type 4 only. Type 4 only. I'll tell you why. Type 4 only. Okay, right? Tell me, what is the drawback of type 2 drivers? What is the advantage of type 2 driver? What is the advantage? Comparatively, it will speak fastly than type 1. Am I right or not? What is the drawback of this driver? See, native libraries for Oracle, native libraries for MySQL are same or different? Native libraries of Oracle, native libraries of MySQL, are they same? Are they different? Different only, na? My question, can I use SQL Plus to connect with MySQL? Can I use MySQL Workbench to connect with Oracle? You know MySQL Workbench? You know SQL Plus? My question is what? I want to use SQL Plus, but I want to connect with MySQL database. Is it possible? Why? because SQL Plus uses native libraries of Oracle. MySQL Workbench uses native libraries of MySQL database. That's why MySQL Workbench can connect with MySQL only, database only. SQL Plus will connect with Oracle database only. Why? Because native libraries are different from one database to another database. Then tell me, by using single native API driver, can I connect with Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, all the databases? No, I need separate drivers. Native API driver 1 for Oracle, native API driver 2 for MySQL, native API driver 3 for PostgreSQL. We need one driver or separate drivers? Separate drivers. For Oracle, for MySQL, for PostgreSQL. For different databases, different native API drivers are required. Now tell me, this is called database dependent driver or database independent driver? Database dependent driver. Dependent driver. Native API driver for Oracle means it can only connect to Oracle. Native API driver for MySQL, it can only connect to MySQL. It cannot connect to Oracle. Database dependent. We have a drawback like that. You know of learning all these things, just listen and leave it. Okay? Back to the point. Because only type 4 drivers is what we use. Just to get an idea. Tell me, for the next one, network protocol driver. This we never use actually. I'll tell you why. See guys, this is, okay, I repeat once again. This network protocol driver connects my Java program with a middleware server. It connects with a middleware server. So middleware server means it takes some time to get into that concept. Okay. See, I'll tell you, just, just to get into the concept now. See, the connectivity, how it is going to be. The connectivity, how it is going to be, I will tell you, but more explanation of this, if in further classes, whenever that middleware concept comes in, I'll try to explain. Otherwise, I just want to draw the diagram, but I'm not going to explain much about this because there is a middleware concept required. But as of now, I can tell you like this now. This driver will connect my Java application with a middleware server, not with the database. That middleware server will handle the connection with the database. That middleware server will handle the connection with database. Okay. So the connectivity will be like this. I can't explain right now. In further, whenever we get such concept, I'll try to explain. Just I want to give the flow diagram. I'm not talking much about this because of middleware concept is required. Look at this. This is my Java application. This is my network protocol driver. Tell me, this is my network protocol driver. Everybody just get the concept, that's it. Network protocol driver. Okay, network protocol driver. What this driver will do, it doesn't connect with the database. It is going to connect with a middleware server. Tell me, it is going to connect with whom? Middleware server. It is going to connect with a middleware server. It is going to connect with a middleware server. This middleware server will handle the database connectivity. everyone just try to get how the connectivity takes place. Because I can't explain about any middleware server right now. I can give you the diagram whenever the time comes in further classes. Going forward, if you are getting any such topic, then I'll try to explain. When we are discussing connection pooling or something like that. Okay. Tell me, my Java program connects with which driver? Network protocol driver. Now this is going to connect with which server? Middleware server. Then tell me, this middleware server will take care of connectivity with which data? Which one? Database. Database. And this middleware server will get the response from the database. Whatever the response it is getting back, that response will be given to the network protocol driver. Immediately, this driver will send this data back to my Java application. Back to my Java application. Okay. Tell me, in the middle, one more server is required for type 3 driver. Which server I have to install? Middleware server, because it cannot directly connect to database. It can only connect with middleware server. Middleware server can connect with database. Means I have to install one middleware server in my computer if at all I want to use this driver. Which driver? If I want to use this network protocol driver. If I want to use this driver, I have to install one middleware server in my computer. Then only I can able to connect my Java program with a database. This is called the flow of which type of driver? Type 3. So what is the drawback here? Separately, one server we have to install in the computer. Which server it is called? Middleware server. We have to install that server. Then only my application can able to connect with the database. Otherwise, my application cannot able to connect with the database. One more software is required. Server software is required. I have to install. Very good. I'll talk about middleware later. Currently, we'll stop here because in further sessions, going forward, when you are working with some connection pooling and all, you can understand clearly. As of now, I do not want to talk much on this, guys. I want to give you how the connectivity takes place. That's it. Okay. Just I'm writing a point here. Okay, point here. My question to all of you. This network protocol driver is directly connecting with any database or connecting with a middleware server? Who will take care of actual connectivity with the database? Middleware server. Means my question is, this protocol, network protocol driver, network protocol driver is only responsible for connecting my Java application with which server? Middleware server, but not with actual database, not database. That's why this is called database independent driver. What driver? Database independent, because it is not connecting with any database. It is just connecting with a middleware server. That server will take care of connectivity with database. That's why it is called database independent or database dependent. Database independent. So we can say that this type 3 drivers are database independent because they don't directly connect with, they don't directly connect to the databases. Okay. Tell me, the type 3 driver or drivers connects to the middleware server. That server will handle the actual database connectivity. So who will handle the actual database connectivity? Middleware server. So what is the drawback here? Yes, the drawback is we also need to install we also need to install a middleware server in the computer. Okay. Now tell me, what is the fourth category of drivers? Type 4 drivers. Type 4 driver, native protocol driver. Very good. Now we are going to understand what is the meaning of native protocol. Okay, I'll tell you. Please try to get the concept. See, it is why type 4 drivers are, this is you have to know, because in all applications, which type of drivers only we are going to use is everywhere in the real time? Type 4. Type 1, 2, 3 just to know. Okay, type 1, 2, 3 just for only knowing that, okay, there are type 1 drivers, type 2 drivers, type 3 drivers are available. That's it. This is called name. That's it. But type 4 drivers are not like that. Because in everywhere, when you go to Hibernate, when you go to Spring, when you go to Microservices, Spring Boot, everywhere, which type of drivers only we are going to use? Type 4. Type 4 drivers we are going to use. What is the meaning of native protocol? Native protocol means the specific language of the database. What this driver will do? It will connect to the database by speaking in database language. By speaking in which language? Database language. Right, database language. So previously, whatever other drivers are doing, they are not speaking in the database language. They are connecting to ODBC driver. Otherwise, they are using native libraries. Otherwise, they are connecting to middleware server. But now, this type 4 driver directly speaks in database language. Between Indian Prime Minister, Chinese President, only one translator. Okay, Modi speaks in Hindi. This translator guy will translate directly into Chinese. That's it. Means what? This translator, this guy directly speaks in Chinese because that president can only understand Chinese language. Are you able to get my point? Right. If that Chinese president speaks something, this guy will translate and tell to Modi in Hindi. This is called type 4. That's why they are fast. Why they are fast? Why we use type 4 drivers for all the real time? Because they are fast. Connectivity is very fast. Why? Because they are directly speaking in native language of the database. They are directly talking in database language. Database language. That's called native protocol. Okay, native protocol means specific language of database. Specific language of database. Okay, that's what native protocol. Then tell me, type 4 drivers are fastest drivers when compared to type 1 or 2 or 3. Why they are fastest drivers? Because this driver directly speaks with database, will execute our query there, will take the result from database and will use my Java program. Are you able to get my point now? Right. It will directly speak to database by using their own language. That's why these are fast. Which type of drivers are fast? Type 4 drivers. And we are calling them as what type of drivers? Native protocol drivers. But one thing, is all the databases will have common language or will have their own language? Their own language. Their own language, na? Are you able to get my point? Tell me, Oracle is there. Oracle has its language, native language, Oracle. Are you getting my point or not? Okay. Native language of Telangana and Andhra, Telugu. Okay, native language of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. What is that? Hindi. Native language Gujarati. Okay, Gujarati. Native language of Mumbai, Marathi, like that. Same thing. Are you able to get my point? Are you able to get my point? Now coming to the point, what I'm trying to say now. Okay, what I'm trying to say now. This native language, the language of Oracle database, the language of MySQL database, the language of PostgreSQL database, they are same language or different languages? Different languages. That's why we have separate drivers for Oracle, for MySQL, for PostgreSQL, like that. All are type 4 drivers only, but different for different databases. Why different drivers are required for different databases? Because the different databases have their own languages. Then tell me, do you have the type 4 driver common for all databases, separate for every database? Separate for every day. Type 4 driver for Oracle, it can speak Oracle language. Type 4 driver for MySQL, it can speak MySQL language. Type 4 driver for PostgreSQL, it can speak PostgreSQL language. We have separate drivers. Are you able to follow me? Right. So which are the fastest drivers? I'll give the diagram tomorrow, but I just want to stop the session here. But before I stop the session, I want to conclude the concept of the drivers. Diagram statements I'll write tomorrow, don't worry. And I'll share the document, it's not a problem. But the point is now, why type 4 drivers are only used in the applications in real time, in the production? Because they can speak directly in the database language, so that they can connect with the database fastly. They can execute my query on database fastly. They can give the result fastly. That's why we use type 4 to improve the performance. But what is the drawback of type 4 drivers? Suppose today my Java application is connecting with Oracle, but tomorrow my Java application is going to shift from Oracle to MySQL. Then what should I change? I should change my driver also. Yes, because previous driver can speak to Oracle, but now the database is MySQL. I should change my driver which can speak to MySQL directly. That's only one drawback. Right? When database changes, driver also need to be changed. That's it. That's only one drawback. Otherwise, it's very good. It's a fastest driver. That's why we use type 4 drivers only. Are you able to get my point now? Right. We'll stop here. We'll continue tomorrow. I'll tell you more things about JDBC programming from tomorrow. If you have any queries, let me know, guys, from online and offline. Guys, here I'm going to stop the session for today and we'll continue on tomorrow. If you have any queries, please let me know. Okay. I think I've shared yesterday. Just a minute, guys. I'm just going to unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself. If anybody wants to talk to me, you guys can unmute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Actually, sir, I just go through the portal, but I haven't found any notes.
No, I have not yet. I have not uploaded any notes yet. Okay, I have
Okay.
not yet uploaded any notes because yesterday I have not written any much notes. That's why I have not uploaded. Okay, we are going to. We are going
Okay,
to. Okay, I am going to upload it today.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, somebody is asking. Many of the guys are asking how to access the class notes. Yesterday I shared one video. Okay, a video link to join to the session and also to access the class notes. Yes. Okay. So please watch that video. You can use it. Okay, guys, we'll continue on tomorrow, guys. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.